Hey guys, Ginny Silver, doing live EDD Q&A. I am not an EDD representative, customer service agent, I already said representative. I'm not associated with them, so I have to give you that disclaimer first, for peace of mind. But I am going to try to point you guys in the right direction in terms of your questions today. I am anticipating a lot of questions about the work search requirement and the new file and new claim requirements. So I'm first going to move this big camera lens off of my desk before I break it, even though it's insured. And I'm going to start at the 4 o'clock timestamp, wherever that is. I don't know. Who's in here today? How are you guys? Let's see. There we are. All right. Rasar at 4 o'clock says, what happens to quarterly reviews on July 4th? I do believe there is a quarterly review at that time. Week ending the 3rd will be pending, or the weeks ending July 10th and beyond, another pending hell. Yes, so many of you underwent a pending payment certification on your claim for claim week ending 4/10. Back in April on 4/10. You were stuck in pending. You may not have known why. You may have called into customer service or seen on my channel that it was due to a quarterly review. If claims are over a year old, the EDD apparently puts a stop payment alert on them every quarter, and they have to manually remove that. But the EDD doesn't state that anywhere on their website, their press releases, Twitter. They don't make any mention of it. So the only way to get it cleared is to call into customer service. Now, this is going to happen again because we have our fiscal year quarters, right? The year is broken up into 4 separate quarters. January, February, March, it's 1 quarter. April, May, June is a quarter, and then so on. So the first quarter, it's going to be the end of the first full week in the month of July is when it should be, because the new quarter hasn't started yet if it's June. So the first full week in that new quarter is going to be claim week ending July 10th. So claim week ending July 10th, if you're a UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed and your claim is over a year old, expect that you will be stuck in pending for that week, and expect that you may unfortunately need to call in to EDD customer service in order to get it pushed from pending to paid. Now, I have asked the EDD about this repeatedly. Their media department has someone who is replying to me, but I appreciate his help. It unfortunately has not been helpful at all. And so they haven't addressed that issue with me yet. So anticipate that it's going to happen. You're going to be pending if your claim is over a year old on claim week ending July 10th, and you will need to call into customer service. All right, Andrew says, does the EDD and CalJobs directly link to each other? If I happen to make a mistake or registration fails to complete on CalJobs, will that mess up my EDD claim? I'm not exactly sure the technology and exactly how they are linked together, but they are separate systems. EDD could very well have access to CalJobs, but I'm not certain. So if you are uploading a resume and inputting information into CalJobs, that's not you making changes to your EDD claim. However, your EDD claim is going to be managed through UI Online. So I can't imagine that causing problems with your claim unless you are submitting some sort of a false statement to the EDD about your registration with CalJobs, etc. So as long as you do everything honestly and correctly, make any corrections where there needs to be, it shouldn't mess up your claim, in my opinion. All right, Michael. Michael is moderating, but he always pops in and drops the question. All right, Michael says a bit of confusion. According to EDD press release, it states most claimants will need to answer yes to looking for work starting June 11th, but doesn't state needing a list of things to prove looking. Okay, I'm glad you asked this because this is something that I have been at EDD with this last week. So I would show you screenshots, but I can't right now. I've been emailing with the media department, and I asked them very specifically, how is the certification form going to change? I sent them a screenshot of someone that had the form where it stated they must list 3 work searches. Before I sent that screenshot, the media representative wrote back to me, this is a screenshot of what it looks like, and it didn't state 3 searches. That 3 search requirement does not populate for everyone. And he didn't know what I was talking about, you guys, which is concerning. So I sent him back a screenshot. One of you provided it for me, which I'm very grateful for. And then adjust this. One of you sent me a screenshot. I sent it over. He told me that the 3 searches have not been required, that they are optional, but it very clearly states, for those of you that see that screen, that they're required. So I've been asking if they're going to update that, and if so, what is it going to say, and how does each type of claim answer the question, and what sort of proof? And he wrote back to me, here's a link to the job seekers page. And that was it. So I'm still pushing it. I'm still trying to get that answer. So I can't tell you if it's going to be a different certification page, a different form to fill out. It could be. However, at this point in time, it doesn't seem to be required to provide that proof. What is required is that you select yes, that you are looking for work, that you look for work and answer honestly. And then I would strongly recommend keeping your own detailed record in case anything ever comes about where you must prove it. All right. Make sure I'm good over here. All right, perfect. All right, Vanjie says, tried to sign up for CalJobs, but the internet was cut off in the middle. It does not save as a draft back to page 1 during registration. Does this mean my next certification will be impending now? No, it does not. Many are not currently registered with CalJobs. I have been testing everything to mess up an account aside from providing a false statement, because I would never say to provide a false statement. I have had my husband too. So I tried having him not be registered for CalJobs. He's been getting paid, no problem. So I still recommend to you guys to sign up for CalJobs because that was never stated to be waived, but it doesn't seem to be causing a pending issue necessarily, especially if it was only 1 week where you didn't have it registered. So yes, register for CalJobs, but if your resume wasn't up there yet, I would not worry. That does not seem to be a major thing causing people to get stuck in pending. Okay, Scotty, hello, thank you. Joel says, does successfully applying on CalJobs in any way, shape, or form affect the certification process on my claim? Would registering alone be enough for the 3 work search page to pop up? Yes. So registering with CalJobs, uploading your resume, looking at the listings, etc., are all ways that you can satisfy the work search requirement. It is not a work application requirement. It is a work search requirement. So if you haven't seen my work search requirement video yet, and Michael, I didn't put links in this video description, but if you could pull that video, that would be very helpful. The work search requirement video, I go over all of their requirements that they state. You have to be searching for work each week, and it is not going to be 3 requirements per week necessarily. They say that you must search for work each week. They didn't say you must provide 3 work searches. And my media guy that I'm talking to confirmed that the 3 work searches weren't required, that was on there, and it seems to be a glitch. So they're once again inconsistent with that. But the information that they've been putting out this last week regarding work search requirements states that you must be searching for work using one of their following approved methods, and they list them very clearly. And one of those methods is listing your resume on CalJobs. So that does satisfy that requirement for a week. Okay, let me make sure nothing's on fire over here. Okay, good. All right. Let's see. Villette says, I'm at 4 o'clock still. I started a new claim in April 2021 and have received payments since, but now it's telling me to reopen my claim again. I am so confused. I certified 2 weeks ago. Okay, the reopen claim button is a glitch that is still appearing for many of you. Reopen claim will be required to be clicked and filled out if you did not certify within the last 30 days. If you did not certify within the last 30 days, then click the reopen claim button. If you have certified within the last 30 days, which you have because you said you did it 2 weeks ago, don't click it. It's a glitch and it populates on people's claims oftentimes when they are transitioning over to a different phase of the extension. And it's a glitch. And if you click it, it's going to prohibit you from certifying for roughly 2 to 3 weeks while they process your reopening of your claim, which never closed. So what you should do, you can wait a few days and see if it goes away on its own, or you can contact customer service. They will remove it on the spot, and then you'll be able to certify as usual. All right, scrolling down. Toya, hello. Steve Miller. If July 11th EDD lists who you contacted for the search requirement, who would skip over and rely on the other options in order to avoid your account being flagged for an interview? Okay, so let's see. Who would skip over and rely on the other options? I think what you're saying is that why would you select no, that you're not looking for work, and then potentially receive a phone interview? I think that's what you're saying. Yes, you want to select that, yes, you are looking for work, and then look for work to back that statement up and make sure that it is true and correct. Because if you select no, that you are not looking for work, even if you have a pre-approved reason, staying home with your kid who can't go to their daycare, etc., then that's a big flag in EDD's internal computer system to put a stop payment alert on your claim and then require a phone interview, which can be up to 13 weeks stuck in pending. So please click yes. I can't speak today, you guys. Please click yes and then make sure that you are looking for work. Okay, what's happening here? Okay, got it, Michael. Just go back to doing it normally then. Thank you. Okay. Hold on one sec. All right. Evelyn says, hi, Ginny. I applied for a new claim placed on first extension 13 weeks. When will the second extension be in place? Okay, so you are going to use up all of your 13 weeks, get your balance all the way down to 0. And then about a week later, you should receive an award letter, and that is going to state that you've been awarded the next phase, which is going to be 11 weeks. About a week after you receive the award letter, then you should have the ability to certify and see your balance increase then. So it does, take that off, it does take about 2 weeks to receive. If you're waiting any longer than 2 weeks at a $0 balance, call into customer service, because unfortunately they are not being consistent with applying these extensions automatically to everyone consistently. In many cases, it happens automatically, but if you're waiting longer than 2 weeks, then please call into customer service and don't wait. Okay, fixing this, coming over here. All right. I am at the 4:07 timestamp. All right, I called today. Thanks for showing us how to get through. Let's see. Also, they said you're very welcome. They said they gave us an extension, but it takes 3 days to show up. Do you think I will be able to certify? You're very welcome. Okay, so if you call and they tell you that they're going to apply the extension within 3 days, I really hope that it comes through within 3 days, and then you would be able to certify according to whenever your next certification should populate. So if it's in 3 days, and today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is not a business day, so you might get bumped into next week. I can't say if you're going to be able to certify this Sunday or if it's going to be the following Sunday. My guess is that you will not certify this Sunday, because oftentimes when they award you an extension, they're going to send you out the letter of award first. And then a week later, you're going to be receiving the ability to certify. So I would anticipate it to take 1 to 2 weeks, even though they said 3 days. Okay. As a reminder, you guys, I can't get all the questions. So I try to do as many as I possibly can, but I do have to skip around. So if I skip your question, retype it every 15 minutes, and I'll do my best to get as many as I can. Okay, let's see. Got that. Anthony at 408, if you have a regular UI claim and registered a few years ago, the last time I had to file a claim, do I have to do it again? Bad grandpa. Okay, so registered, are you talking about registering on CalJobs, Anthony? I'm not quite sure. Let me know in the comments, Anthony, and I'll look for your response. If you are talking about registering on CalJobs, you have to do it again. Go check your profile and see if it's active. Most likely in a few years, you need to update some things on that. So you need to have your resume posted there. If it's still posted, then you're set. I think that's what you meant by register. I don't think that you mean file a new claim. So Anthony, let me know so that I make sure I'm answering your question the right way. But just make sure that everything is current, that it's updated, and double check your profile there. Okay. Let's see. Common sense. Let's give everyone EDD till this pandemic is completely over. Yeah, I'd like to see them actually pay everyone instead of having them stuck in pending. All right, Mary at 408, my original claim was canceled and I have asked for a review. Then when I resubmitted a new claim after my claim, year had ended, maybe. They sent me a letter saying that my last employer had contested that. Okay, so if your employer is contesting anything, you may have to undergo an appeals process. I can't tell you exactly how to fix that problem, unfortunately, because if your employer is contesting something, the EDD is going to tell you what they need from you next. They might need to do a phone interview. They might ask you for documentation, and you might eventually have to appeal the decision. So follow up with whatever they need, provide documentation, comply with everything that they ask. All right, Richard, thank you very much for your donation. Richard says, for 11 weeks, PEUC Tier 2, will listing 3 places I apply, like before, fit a requirement for certification? Yes, it will. So effective July 11th, you are required to search for work. You can satisfy the search for work requirements in a number of different ways that I outline in the video that I created a few days ago on the work search requirements. The EDD lists a number of different options that are not all simply applying for jobs. So you can satisfy the work search requirements by doing any one of those things throughout the week. So yes, that does satisfy that. Mickey, thank you very much, Mickey, for your support. I really appreciate that. All right, Robert at 408. First ID, then review 2 months. Then too many people receiving the same house, and now they are back to ID again. Assembly, men and women, and senator. What can I do next? Robert, I think you commented on my last week's live stream because I remember this progression. I'm sorry to hear that. Assembly members and the senators are kind of where you're going to be waiting. I hope that they're able to give you some sort of help and push things through. There's not much you can do after that. You can reach out to any other state representatives. However, the assembly members and the senators are the ones that are actually helping claimants and working directly with them. So your best bet is to wait on your assembly member and your senator. But your assembly member is, in my opinion, the ones that are, they've all been helpful, but the assembly members seem to really be stepping up and helping. So I really hope they're able to help you. Okay. Mary at 408 says, I don't know what I should do. Since I can't get through to EDD, I try every day with all of your tricks. Okay, Mary, there's a lot of things to try that I posted. It's extremely difficult to get through, but I have posted a lot. So Michael is going to drop all the links in the chat box right now. I have the 134 trick, which is probably the one that you're trying. That one isn't successful all the time because of the volume of calls. There's the 25 phone numbers to call EDD. That has I don't know how many, maybe 18 different branch phone numbers. Are you calling all of the branch phone numbers repeatedly every day? Because you don't have to call your own local branch. Call all of the branch numbers. It also has the America's Job Centers of California, something. They're job centers, and they're in that video. And you could go watch the video, and it will link you there. Try the job centers in your area and see if they are able to patch you through to the EDD, because they do it at some job centers. Not all, but some. So call those. And lastly, Claimer always works to get through to the EDD if you are willing to pay a third-party service to do that. Now, I'm not saying that should be necessary, but if you have had it and you just want to get through, Claimer does work to get through. Lastly, contact your assembly member if you have not been able to get through to the EDD. All right, Richard, thank you very much for your donation. Richard says they should let go of all EDD workers and tell EDD callers to come here. You're way helpful than EDD workers. They can't answer a simple question. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry that you guys are coming to a random person on YouTube for help that should already be there. And that's not right. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, a lot of the workers that are answering the phones, the Tier 1 representatives, are very poorly trained. A lot of them, I'm researching right now the use of outsourcing for the EDD call centers using several different contract associations, companies that are providing temporary workers. So I'm researching that right now, and unfortunately, they are not trained well. So it is unfortunate that when you call in, you get inconsistent answers. You don't get the right answers to your questions. Oftentimes, you don't get follow through on what they say they will do. All right, Carmina at 408. She says, I just want to thank you. The last time you said I call EDD, I did, and now I got paid and all my claims were paid. I'm really glad to hear that. You're very welcome. I'm glad you got through. Anthony says, okay, Bad Grandpa, your question was for CalJobs. Yes, check your CalJobs profile, update it, change whatever needs to be changed to make sure that your statements there are true and accurate and up to date. Because if you did it a few years ago, just double check that. But yes, you should be all set there. Okay. Make sure nothing's on fire. Make sure my microphone didn't cut out. I always mess something up, you guys. That's why I like to check in two places. All right. Ginny, you have look alike American mom YouTube. Well, my friend, I don't know what that means. But thank you for sharing. All right, April at 4:09. I'm calling back to back and can't get anyone to respond to me since April 25th, 2021. Okay, so if you're calling back to back, Michael is posting all of the how to call tips. Use the 134 trick. It's 833-978-2511. When they say select from the following, then you type in 134, and then you do it over and over again until you get through. That one's been working more frequently for people in the last 2 weeks, so you try that one repeatedly. Use my 25 phone numbers to call the EDD. Use Claimer. Use your assembly members. Okay, let's see. I did that one. I made $32,000. Do I qualify for California Golden Stimulus? Okay, so right now we're awaiting the final revision of the budget. Many of you have heard either from my channel or from the news that the Golden State Stimulus is proposed to be expanded to include anyone making under a $75,000 AGI to receive the $600 Golden State Stimulus. And dependents, anyone with dependents would receive a one-time flat $500 additional payment. Now, that has been voted on in the California State Legislature, but because there must be further negotiation between the governor and the legislature on how to allocate some of the various funds in the budget, we're not going to have a finalized budget until July 1st. So as of right now, the Golden State Stimulus should be passed through because that's not something that they are disagreeing about necessarily, but we don't have final confirmation of that. Now, with you currently, you have a $32,000. That's what you made, but what's your AGI on your tax return? In order to qualify for the Golden State Stimulus as it stands now, without that increased eligibility, you must have below a $30,000 AGI. And you must have claimed a Cal EITC credit on your tax return, which is a California Earned Income Tax Credit. If you met those two requirements, then you would qualify to receive the Golden State Stimulus. The other ways to qualify include if you're a recipient of CalWORKs, SSI, or SSP, and then it is called the Golden State Grant, and you automatically qualify that way. And then there's also the ITIN filers who qualify to replace the $600 federal check that they did not receive because they were not eligible. I feel like I'm giving very long-winded answers today. But I didn't spill my water, so that's good. Okay. Let's see what's happening over here. Nothing. All right. Did that one. Lita at 410. How do you get EDD to fix your disqualifications? I won my appeal 6 months ago, but still nothing. Okay. So look up on my channel homepage. Type in appeal because you'll see a video pop up where I do a Zoom call with an EDD appeals attorney. He represents claimants to try to help them win their appeals. He provides some additional details for me in that Zoom call, and it's interesting. So that might be an interesting video for you. Now, what he said in that Zoom call is that once you are in the appeals process, you have your hearing, the appeals board sends it back to EDD. Everything is pretty efficient over in the appeals board, but once they send it back to EDD, he called it being back in the black hole because EDD lets it sit there and doesn't process it for a significant amount of time. Now, EDD is not required to process it within any specific amount of time. They must process it within, I forget the wording, it was something like a reasonable amount of time or promptly, but it's not defined. So it's going to unfortunately take a while. If it has been, let's see, when did it, 6 months ago, you won your appeal 6 months ago, contact your assembly member right away. Contact your assembly member, and I really hope they're able to help you speed through that process because 6 months is not acceptable at all. All right, Richard, thank you very much for your donation. Let's see, is Gavin Newsom bribing us with money lately since the recall? So many money programs lately coming out since he was recalled. Okay, so Richard, I'm not going to give political opinion because that's not at all what my channel is. So I'm not going to give any opinion there. But what we have proposed and currently being negotiated are, you're right, a series of several different programs that are providing various levels of aid, various one-time spending programs, etc. So there are a lot of new things there being proposed with that. And I have several videos outlining a lot of them that you can go and check out and formulate your own opinions based on what you believe. Okay. Something scuzz habit. That wasn't right. 410. Ginny, I broke a leg and was still able to work at a desk job, and I certified it somehow was turned on me as fraud. And wouldn't pay me my PUA pending me. I'm having trouble reading. For the last 3 months, said EDD would be in touch. Okay, so you broke your leg, but you worked. You claimed your income, and because you claimed income, you were stuck in pending. Now, many people who are certifying and claiming income as they're working part-time are getting stuck in pending because the EDD wants to undergo a phone interview with them to determine their eligibility. Unfortunately, you have to claim your income. And unfortunately, that seems to be one thing that is getting people stuck in pending because they have to talk to you on the phone and verify that you are still eligible to receive unemployment. So the phone interview wait times are an extreme problem right now. This is something that I'm trying to bring up to the media. I am emailing news stations constantly. I am trying to talk to EDD about it, etc. The average subscriber of mine is reporting between 6 weeks and 10 weeks of wait time for a phone interview. So I would contact your assembly member in hopes that they're able to help you in some way. The assembly members don't seem to necessarily have the ability to get phone interviews scheduled faster, but they do speak with a liaison from the EDD weekly that is assigned to them. So in hopes that something changes, that they're able to push things through, or in the very least, bringing it to their attention, because that is where we're seeing changes being proposed, is with the assembly members. Okay. I'm scrolling down. Andrew says, maybe your media guy is also kept out of the loop. I think everyone's out of the loop over there. Yeah, I'm really glad they're responding to me, but I wish that the higher ups would respond to me and would get on a Zoom call with me, but they don't ever perform interviews. How many times have you guys seen the PR director? That's not her title, but it's an equivalent. Lori Levy, I've seen her in maybe 3 interviews over the last year, and that's it. And a spokesperson I've seen maybe 3 times as well. They should be constantly providing interviews, updates, and being in the face of the public to answer all of these questions personally, but they're not. So it's extremely frustrating. Okay, Diana asks at 4:11, can we search for work in other cities? Yes, you're going to search for work, and that's the requirement, is that you are looking for work and trying to get work. You can move, you can relocate, you can go on an interview somewhere else, that's fine. But the EDD wants you to be doing is trying to resume full-time employment. So if that means that you're looking in other cities, that is totally fine. All right, Willie at 4:11, can I look for work on my own without using CalJobs? Yes, you can. If you're UI, PEUC, or FedEd, the requirement is that you must upload your resume to CalJobs. So you need to do that. However, you then can go on and search on another website, another platform, another method to actually search for work. So make sure you satisfy the requirement to upload and post your resume, but then you are welcome to search elsewhere. All right, Adrian, after I get water. All right. Getting hot. Adrian says, how many jobs do you have to apply to weekly? Thanks. Okay, so here's the thing. For some people, let me start over. Here's the thing. The requirements are changing effective July 11th. Effective July 11th, you will be required to search for work. Up until July 11th, you have not been required to search for work. Currently, there are 2 different screens that people see in their certifications. One screen simply asks, did you look for work? And it's a yes or no. The other screen asks, did you look for work? And then it states something along the lines of, if you select yes, then you will be required to list 3 work searches. It's worded something similar to that. People see 2 different screens. Now, I asked the EDD's media department, I asked them, how will this certification page change? Currently, many people are seeing the requirement listed as 3 searches per week. If they are allowed to comply with the work search requirements by doing any number of these possible things like networking or watching training videos or taking a course, etc., how will the certification page change, and what do they do to prove it, and how many if necessary? And his reply back was that he had no idea what I was talking about the 3 work searches. He stated that you are not required to list them, that you need to answer yes. So what I would recommend is that you comply with their requirements, anticipate that their certification page may change on July 11th, and we might have better insight there about exact specifics once July 11th comes and we see the new certification screen if it is changed. But as it stands, he has told me that entering in those 3 listings is optional, and that you just need to answer yes. All right. Velvet, thank you very much for your donation. What is the best, what time is best to call the EDD? Okay, some people like to call first thing in the morning, and that's hit or miss. Do not call first thing in the morning on Monday or Tuesday morning. If you're aiming for early morning, Tuesdays through Fridays. Saturday and Sunday, the Tier 2 representatives do not seem to be working or accepting calls, but I don't have full confirmation on that. So I would not try early mornings Monday or Tuesday. I would try early mornings Wednesday through Friday. Additionally, the best time that I have noticed personally and from subscriber feedback as well has been after 3 p.m. But if you call later in the day and you get stuck on a hold line being transferred to Tier 2, that wait time is usually about 2 to 3 hours. So keep that in mind. Late afternoons seem to be the best time to get through. However, anticipate a very long hold time. Now, with that being said, if you're trying to call in to the EDD, Michael posts all the call tips right now for Velvet. You can try the 134 trick, which has been working a lot more frequently for people in the last week. You can use Claimer if you are open to paying a third-party company, and I have videos on that. You can try the 25 phone numbers to call EDD, and then you can contact your assembly members. Okay, let me make sure I got that. All right. Did that one. Did that one. Okay. Roy, at 4:12 p.m. Wow, I need to skip ahead. An unupdated CalJobs resume might cause a problem during certification. Log on to CalJobs and just save your existing CalJobs resume. Yes, that's what I stated to Anthony, was that he will want to log in and make sure that everything is updated. Okay. As a reminder, I can't get all the questions, so if I do skip over your question, please re-enter it every 15 minutes. Okay. Let's see. I went too far. I'm gonna have to scroll back up. At 4:33, I've already filed a new claim almost a month ago. I have 8 weeks of pending payments. I have already called them, and they said that you have to wait. Okay, so you filed a new claim a month ago. You have 8 weeks of pending payments. Are you approved for a new claim? Because that's going to depend on the answer here. If you filed a new claim and you were denied a new claim, first you receive that letter stating that you're denied. A week later, you receive a letter stating that your old claim is extended. About a week after that, then your pending should move to paid. If you were awarded a new claim, then your new claim will be awarded. You'll receive the award letter. Next, you'll be able to certify. And next, your certifications are going to be stuck in pending for the first up to 3 weeks while your claim is under review. They send out your information to a third-party company and they do an additional fraud check. During that point in time, all your payments will be stuck in pending, and it should be done within about 3 weeks. If it's longer than 3 weeks, then you need to call EDD. Now, you did call EDD, and if they told you that you just need to wait, most likely it's still under review with that third-party company. With that being said, if you have pending payments that are not from your new claim, but are from your old claim, those are not going to migrate over on their own in the majority of cases. You're going to have to ask EDD to migrate those old pending certifications from your old claim over to your new claim. You can also try requesting backdating your new claim and ask EDD to try to backdate back to those weeks of pending payments. That may work as well. Such long, detailed, complicated answers to all these problems, you guys. They are all so confusing. Okay, I am at 4:21 in the timestamps. EDD, a-hole refused PUA back pay as I certified, able to do desk job with broken leg, accused me of, okay, so I already answered your question here about 10 minutes ago. I think this is a duplicate. All right, scrolling down. All right, Alex at 4:22. Thank you very much, Ginny. I followed your advice. I contacted my assembly member and at the same time called the EDD using Claimer. And in 2 weeks, I got all my pending payments and my benefits are back. You're very welcome. I'm really glad to hear that you got all of that fixed. I'm not sure which method was the most helpful for you. I'm guessing that Claimer allowed you to call in and you fixed it over the phone. But if not, the assembly members have been extremely helpful in getting people pushed from pending to paid in many cases. So I'm really glad to hear that. Michael, can you drop the Claimer link and the assembly members link, please, for people that need help? All right. Jeremy, thank you. Robert, why do you think I have to verify my ID twice? I can't say. Unfortunately, there's a number of reasons why that could be. There could be some sort of a discrepancy in documentation, there could have been something that turned up in the third-party review when Thomson Reuters is looking at your claim that they need to verify. There could be something like multiple claimants living in your home, and they need to perform an additional check due to that. Or it could be that maybe you filed a new claim and now you have to verify it again because you were filing a brand new claim. But unfortunately, you'll need to comply and verify it in order to get that up and running. All right, Rashad at 423 says, I'm waiting for my next 6 months of UI. Well, are you waiting on pending payments, or are you waiting for the next upcoming ones? If you're pending and you've been pending for 6 months, contact your assembly member right away and continue to use all the call tricks that I provide to call EDD. Okay, scrolling down. Lisa at 424. Hi, Ginny. Thank you. Still waiting for my PEUI extension, zero balance since 5/23. Benefit year end was 1/12. Reapplied late January. My 6th call to the tier 2 said my claim needed to be reopened. Okay, so if you're waiting for your PEUI extension, your balance is zero since 5/23. You reapplied in January. What was the status of your application? Was it approved for a brand new claim, or did they extend your old claim? Regardless, applying in January, you should have seen results by now. So if you're sitting with a reopen claim button and the representative told you that you need to reopen the claim, then log into UI Online, click the button and reopen your claim, because if they gave you those instructions, then it's likely there because you did not certify for a period of 30 days or longer. If you did not certify for a period of 30 days or longer, then you do need to click the reopen claim button. Okay. Kieran at 424. I'm currently waiting on a PEUC extension. I exhausted my benefits within my benefit fees. Okay, so if you exhaust your benefits, you get all the way down to zero. If you are within your benefit year, then the extension will be automatic. If your benefit year has ended, you're required to file a new claim if you worked within the last 18 months. Then you have to file a new claim before you'll be awarded and allowed to go on. But if you didn't work or you didn't earn enough, then the extension will be automatic. Now, you'll get all the way down to zero. And then about a week later, you should receive an award letter stating that you have had your claim extended. About a week after that, then you should see the claim balance increase and the ability to certify. If it takes longer than 2 weeks, then call EDD. I need water. I need to speak more clearly and read more clearly today. I'm struggling, you guys. All right. Got that one. All right. West Side Drives 310. Independent contractors. How do you have to show you're looking for work? Okay, so if you're an independent contractor or if you are self-employed, the EDD gives a variety of different ways that you can look for work. Let me pull this up. So if you're an independent contractor, they want to see that you're trying to resume I can't get it easily. No visual for you. They want to see that you're trying to resume your self-employment. So whatever you do, you have to do something to try to look for new clients or new jobs or gigs or whatever it is that you do. So that's going to be dependent on your own specific industry. They state on there that you can try to obtain clients. You can list yourself on, if you are a member of sites like Fiverr or Upwork or things like that, then you can create a profile there. You can work on creating another profile. Like if you drive for Uber, you can sign up for Lyft. Simply logging on to Uber and trying to get rides is you searching for work. If you are someone that is building a business, rebuilding your business after being closed during the pandemic, they stated that anything to build your business, working on your website, working on your blog, working on your marketing, etc., to try to drive clients to you is searching for work. Additionally, if you're attending networking events, etc., so anything that you're doing to try to resume getting that self-employment back is going to be satisfactory for meeting those work search requirements. Now, how do you show that you're looking for work? I asked the EDD directly this question. Let me see if they've responded yet, because this guy has been responding to me late in the afternoons. Oh, he did. Okay, hold on. I'll read it in a second. So if you are trying to provide proof, the EDD certification page is not necessarily going to state that you must provide proof. You're going to have to check yes and then save your own proof. So save screenshots of everything that you do in order to try to resume your self-employment. Alex, thank you very much for your donation. That's very generous. He says, thank you very much, Ginny. You guys rock. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. The EDD sent me an email. I want to check and see what it is. So don't mind me while I check my email. Okay, I'm gonna read it out loud. I don't know what it says. So this is not my media contact. This is from Brendan Repicky, and he is the stakeholders liaison. So he's the person that emails all of the media, all of the assembly members, etc. And I'm lumped in with the media now. So I have credibility because the media trust me. Okay, so they say, good afternoon. As California reopens following the pandemic starting July 11th, Californians receiving unemployment insurance benefits must look for work to maintain their eligibility. The EDD will be sending notices to your clients who are collecting UI benefits to inform them of the reinstatement of this requirement and what it means for them. Different work search requirements apply for those collecting benefits on a regular UI claim or extension, and there's a return to work page and a job seekers page. We already know that. In addition, those certifying every 2 weeks in UI Online will see new help text and guidance to help clients assess whether they can answer yes to the biweekly certification about looking for work. Those certifying by paper will see inserts with this helpful guidance. Okay, so that answers one of my questions. Will they be changing the certification page and language? The answer here is yes. Online, they're going to be inserting new text to help to explain how to know if you answer yes. So they're going to be updating the certification page after July 11th. So for those of you that have been asking me about the requirement that's listed for 3 work searches, they're going to be updating it, is what the EDD states to me in this email. They also state those certifying by paper will see inserts with this helpful information. That tells me, you guys, that they are not updating the continued claim form, but they're just sticking an extra paper in the mailer. Which I'm glad there's information, but I feel like it's going to be confusing. Okay, then he states, lastly, please see the attached fact sheet for job seekers to help them navigate reopening. Okay, so I'll make a video about this as well. And the fact sheet that he sent over to me is something that I already made a video about. All right, sorry, that was a long pause from answering questions, but I did want to see if I had any new information there, and I did. Okay, back to questions. All right, you guys, let's see. I am at the 4:36 timestamp. As a reminder, I can't get all the questions, so if I skip yours, please ask it every 15 minutes, and I'll do my best. Shelly says, oh, I missed a super sticker. Okay, Shelly, I will get your question in one moment. All right, I missed a super sticker from Tuan. Can I get EDD if I go back to work part-time? Yes and no. It depends on how much you earn and how much you're working and what your weekly benefit award amount was. If you return to work part-time, you can continue to certify. If you earn under $100, the first $25 of that is not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else is. If you earn over $100, the first 25% of your earnings is not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else is. And then in order to qualify for the 300 boost, you must take home at least $1 in unemployment benefits. So based on how much you earn with your job, what your benefit award amount is, you can do those calculations and figure out if you're going to be able to collect. All right, Shelly. Hi, my benefit year has ended. I'm pretty sure I fall under that I do not need to reapply. Do you know how long it takes for them to start letting me certify and get paid? Okay, so they don't have a time frame stated on this, and I really wish that they did. They simply state that if you did not work or didn't earn enough income in order to establish a new claim within the last 18 months, that they will automatically extend you. They don't give a time frame. So if it's any longer than 2 weeks, then I would call into customer service, but I really hope that they do it within 2 weeks. I need water. Definitely just spilled it. And I need to fix this so I see my chat, your most recent messages, and the mistakes that Michael sends me that I missed in the chat box. Okay. Scroll down. Okay, Baby Chill, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. 437. Do viewers who donate get priority in getting their questions answered with you, Ginny? So if someone sends a donation, it pops up at the top of my screen, and then I'll click on it and I will read it right away because it's there. Now, there are usually about one live stream a week where I turn off the super stickers so that is not an option, and then it's only chat box questions. But I don't do that many donation stickers. I don't get a ton of them. So usually about 70% of my questions come straight from the chat box. Okay, scrolling down, breaking things. All right. Diana at 444. Forgot about the donation with sticker, but did donate through PayPal. Thank you. You're a gem. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I don't see your question in here. Michael, if Diana has a question, can you get it from her, please? Shout it out to Michael and he'll send it to me. Pablo at 445. Hi, Ginny. I called 2 days ago and finally got to talk to someone because I got disqualified. However, I only got $530 today and was wondering why is that and how come I didn't receive the extra $300. Okay, so if you called 2 days ago, you got to talk to someone because you were disqualified. Are you certain that you didn't receive maybe a partial payment because you certified for some form of income and maybe it did include the $300? Is that per week or is that in total? If it's in total, then you definitely didn't receive the $300. If it was for a period of time when the $300 bonus is active, which it currently is, then you will need to contact EDD, unfortunately. I've had several people, at least 3 within the last 48 hours, tell me that they had this problem. They didn't receive the $300 boost, which is very unusual. All right. Ed Campbell at 445. EDD has me suspended and my assemblyman can't help. It's been 30 plus days and they refuse to release my claim. Should I give up? No, don't give up. Suspended. Why are you suspended? If it's something that is something that has deemed you ineligible for benefits and it's accurate, then you would not be eligible for benefits. But as long as you are eligible and you have provided no false statements, you've done everything correctly, you are in fact owed those benefits, then don't give up. Yes, look for work and try to resume working, but you are owed that back pay. So as long as you were eligible, you did not provide a false statement or anything like that, you are owed that. So don't give up on that. Now, you contacted your assembly member and they can't help. It's been 30 days. I don't know exactly what is going on with your claim or why you're suspended. So I would need more information on that in order to provide you any additional assistance. Okay, Mixed Martial Arts, thank you very much for your donation. Reported fraud on my card. They canceled it and sent me a new one, but it won't let me activate it. Where would my money land? Paper checks? Okay. You reported fraud on your card and they sent you a new one. If you get fraud on your card, immediately request paper checks. Contact the EDD, request paper checks on your own right away because you do not want them to send any more money into that closed account. And in many cases, they do continue to send it and they do continue to pay it out to that closed account. So they won't necessarily send you a paper check on their own. They might still be paying out to one of those cards, but the account might still be suspended. So I can't say exactly where the money is going, but going forward, Number 1, contact the EDD and tell them to send you paper checks only. Number 2, contact your assembly member and get them helping you on your side with that. And then next, we have a preliminary injunction with Bank of America and the class action lawsuit that was filed. Now, I did a video on this, and you can watch it for all the details, but the preliminary injunction is essentially a temporary, not a final ruling, but a temporary ruling, so that until the case is decided and finalized, they have to stop doing a list of things. One of those things is that they must unfreeze the cards, that they must inform you first before they freeze it, and then they must follow a specific process with it. But we don't necessarily know the exact time frame of when they're going to apply that to your card. So contact your assembly member. Okay, let me see what Michael is sending me. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Michael. I got it. All right. Spartan Killer 456, thank you for your donation. Claim balance is running out in 6 weeks. Trying to reapply, but it says I don't make enough. I made $4,545 for the first quarter of the base period and 0 cents. Employer outsourced my job. Okay, yes. So, and you're saying $4,545 is greater than the required $1,300. Okay, so what you're going to do is, let's see, that was the first quarter of the base period. They might be using a different base period for you to look at that. Use the calculator. I know that you tried entering it in on the application and it won't let you go forward. Use the unemployment calculator. Here, I have it already opened in a tab. I'll drop it in the chat. Use the calculator and check there, because it's going to go through everything specifically, which I can't go through step by step with you. So use the calculator and then check there. If it still doesn't seem right and you want to call, nobody wants to call customer service, but if it doesn't seem right, call customer service to check and make sure. Okay. Hold the coin. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay, I did that one. Live your life at 4:45. When I certify, it only takes 2 to 3 days to be in your account or card. If it is longer, I call in. Yes. My status for weeks was paid, and then it changed to canceled. Okay, that's unusual, and I don't usually hear that. Usually, if it's paid, then it's paid. Not canceled. That's the first time that I've actually ever heard that reported to me. I would contact customer service, unfortunately. Michael, can you drop all of the tips for how to contact customer service? You're very welcome. Thank you. All right, scrolling down. Let's see. Live your life, 447. Yes, you can get UI part-time, but if you make more than your UI, you won't get any money. So I already listed the calculation. It's a bit different than that. If the first $25 or 25%, whichever is greater, are not subtracted from your weekly benefit award amount, but everything else is. Okay, scrolling down. All right, Julie at 448 went into pending mode in April, had to reapply, was approved again, but lowered amount given. Then went right back into pending mode. Since my new claim, still waiting. What should I do? Okay, so you reapplied and then you were awarded a lower amount and then you went into pending mode. Unfortunately, with your pending, if it's a brand new claim, which I think it is because you said that you reapplied. Now you're on a brand new claim. Brand new claims are going to be stuck in pending for the first up to 3 weeks. Why? Because they send out your claim to Thomson Reuters, their third-party contracted company, for additional fraud checks. So if it's within those 3 weeks, they're all going to be pending until that additional fraud check clears. If that's not the case for you and you're beyond those 3 weeks, or you weren't actually awarded a new claim when you applied, then call into customer service. Okay, let's see. Got that one. Pablo at 450 says, hi, Ginny. I called 2 days ago. finally got through to talk to someone because I got disqualified. However, I only got $530. Okay, so I already got that question. If you did not receive the $300 boost, then contact customer service. Okay, scrolling up. I lost my place on here. Okay, do you still know what qualifies for that COVID supplement in California? I'm not sure what you mean. What do you mean? Are you talking about maybe the $600 Golden State stimulus? I'll answer that one, and hopefully maybe that's what you're talking about. Golden State stimulus. It's a long answer, though. Okay, Golden State stimulus currently has proposed eligibility changes. It's been voted on in the California state legislature, but not fully passed and signed into law because additional negotiations must go forward. So the current rules with the Golden State stimulus are that in order to receive Golden State stimulus, you must have an AGI that is below $30,000 and you must have claimed a Cal EITC credit, a California Earned Income Tax Credit on your 2020 income taxes. Additionally, if you receive CalWORKS, SSI, SSP, you qualify to receive it automatically, and in that case, it's called the Golden State Grant. Additionally, if you're an ITIN filer and you did not receive the federal $600 stimulus because you did not qualify due to your ITIN number, then you can receive it to replace that one. So that is how you currently qualify. Now, once we have the final budget passed by July 1st, we most likely will see an expanded eligibility where anyone below a $75,000 AGI will be able to receive the Golden State stimulus. All right, scrolling down. Okay, got that one. Rosalie at 4:54, pending 10 weeks, no phone interview. Last employer, I had to quit because it was a 2-hour drive for 16 hours a week. There's no way I could afford it financially. She said I should have kept my 2-hour drive job. Okay, so if you turn down employment voluntarily, then you might not necessarily qualify to receive unemployment. But with that being said, there's going to be a discrepancy on you accepting that job and it being not suitable work because of the duration of the drive. So you're going to have to undergo your phone interview. Now, you've been waiting for 10 weeks for a phone interview. Unfortunately, this is extremely common right now. People are waiting anywhere between 2 weeks, which most aren't waiting 2 weeks, but I've heard that from some, all the way up to 14 weeks is the longest that I have heard. So contact your assembly member and see if they're able to help you at all to get pushed through faster. Okay, let me see if I missed anything. Nope, I'm good. All right, scrolling down. 4:55. I have called and spoken to specialists 3 times regarding a $0 balance on claim that has not year ended. Does it help to call again or wait? It's been since April 11th and no payments, and May 20th first call. Okay, so if you're within your benefit year and let's see, you have a $0 balance. How long has it been? Since April 11th. Okay. Yeah, contact your assembly member. Michael can drop the link in the chat box. Contact your assembly member, let them know. It should take 2 weeks for them to apply that extension, but they did not. You're within your benefit year. You've done everything you need to do. You can call in and continue to call in because they should be able to apply that for you over the phone. And you may have just gotten a bad rep, unfortunately. But contacting your assembly member is most likely going to be the most efficient way to get more help for you. So try contacting them. All right. Let's see. Got that one. I did that one. Okay. Let's do this one next. All right. Jen at 4:57. 4:58. Balance is 0 and I'm still within my year. Okay. So if your balance is 0, It's going to go down to 0. You're within your benefit year. About 1 week later, you should receive an award letter letting you know that your claim will be extended. About a week after that, then you should see your UI Online update, and then you should be able to certify and see your balance. So it should take about 2 weeks. If it takes longer than that, then call into customer service because they have not been good at doing it automatically for everyone, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. Janet. I will have a balance available after September 4th. Will I be able to certify for it or will it stop cold? Okay, so claim week ending September 4th is when PEUC, PUA, and the $300 boost end. September 6th is the technical end date as listed in the stimulus bill, but in the state of California, our week ends claim week ending September 4th. So that is the last that you can collect PEC, PUA, and the $300 boost. Even if you have a balance going forward, the programs are dissolved. They aren't there anymore. So you will not be able to collect your remaining balance. If you're a UI or Fed Ed, you will continue out throughout the duration of your claim as normal because those are not programs that are affected by the stimulus bill. Those will continue. Now, with that being said, Fed Ed will continue until the California state unemployment rate drops low enough. There are 2 different calculations for how the rate can be. It can be as low as 5%. To still have Fed Ed activated, but it gets very tricky because you have to compare it to previous years and it most likely won't meet that qualification. So what we're looking for with Fed Ed is when the California state unemployment rate drops below 6%, then Fed Ed will cease to exist. I hear some screaming from my children. It's the sound of ultimate suffering. All right, Alex. Thank you for your donation. My benefit year is from March 2021 to March 2022, but my remaining fund is $6,000 until March 2022. What should I do once I have finished the $6,000 fund? Okay, so if you are UI and you deplete your balance all the way down, the only way that you would be extended after September 4th would be if you qualify for a Fed Ed extension and Fed Ed is activated, meaning that the state unemployment rate is 6% or higher. Then you may qualify to go on to a Fed Ed extension. I have a video on this on my channel homepage. It's called Benefits Are Ending. Click on that one and I go into it in great detail. Now, with that being said, you may also qualify for a California training extension, and this won't be for everyone. But if you are someone who opts into this by, I believe it's week 12 of your unemployment benefits, and you want to attend a full-time training program that is approved by the EDD, then you can receive a training extension. So those are the options with that. All right, scrolling down. All right, got that. Chilling with Howie Likes Claimer. Talking to somebody else. Julie says call service is calling back for me. Yes, that would be Claimer. Michael can drop the Claimer link down below for those that want to use it. All right, Jen Smith at 5 o'clock. Your balance in your year is at 0. If you're not extended automatically within 2 weeks, you need to call customer service. All right, let's see. Did I miss a super chat from you, Spartan Killer? I'm sorry if I missed it. Let me see. I'm sorry, Spartan Killer. Sometimes they don't pop up on my screen, and usually Michael is able to catch them for me, but it's difficult. I'm sorry I missed it. I see it here. Okay. Spartan Killer says, I use the calculator and I qualify for $175 a month. Also, still on March 2020 benefit year. Will I get another extension? Isn't $300 funded till September? Yes, the $300 boost continues throughout up until claim week ending September 4th. So if you qualify for $175 a month, you would also, well, what are you collecting right now? If you're collecting UI or PEUC right now and you qualify for a new claim, but the claim amount is significantly less and it is $25 less or even smaller, then you qualify for the deferred new claim program. That's what it's called, deferred new claim program. which is they save your new claim for later, and instead they extend your old claim because your weekly benefit award amount is so much lower. So you would qualify for that. Now, if you're collecting Fed Ed, unfortunately, that does not apply, but you would qualify for that. Now, I believe that you were the one that told me before that you tried to fill out an application and it rejected it. Was that correct? Let me know in the chat right now, because I'm looking at the most recent comments right now. If that is possible, if that is you, then call. I know you don't want to call. I'm sorry. If it's rejecting your application, it won't let you file. I would call customer service and I would get through and I would let them know that, because you should be filing a new claim. Now, you were the first subscriber to report to me that you should file a new claim. The calculator says so, and the system is rejecting it. And I was worried about that with them automating these things. So let me see. You're on Fed Ed. Okay. So if you're on Fed Ed, unfortunately, the deferred claim where they extend your old weekly benefit award amount does not apply to you. So you're going to have to file that new claim and then have that new weekly benefit award amount be awarded to you. And then you'll receive the $300 boost up until claim week ending September 4th. Because it's rejecting your application, if it were me, I would contact the EDD to make sure that you're processed correctly. Okay. Johnny at 510. Johnny says, yo, do we get another stimulus beside that week 600 Golden State one? Currently, we do not, unless the current California revision of the budget, once it's passed, it's looking like the expanded eligibility on the Golden State stimulus. You refer to the week 600 Golden State one. It looks like that's going to pass, and that includes a $500 additional payment if your tax return had dependents on it. So if you have dependents on your tax return, you could have that additional $500 payment added in once this passes through and is signed into law. But other than that, that is it for right now. Okay, let's see. I did that. Okay, going back up a little bit. JD Crabtree at 504. If I filed extension on 2020 taxes, will I have to wait for the 600 stimulus from Gavin until I actually file, or is extension enough? Okay. First off, I like that you call him Gavin. So I met Gavin Newsom and I photographed him. This is a weird aside. I photographed him because I shot a wedding for someone that is from NPR. I can't quite disclose. So I met him and I just called him Gavin. I had to photograph him in like family portraits and stuff. And I talked to him very casually. So yeah, Gavin. Okay, if you have to file taxes, you file an extension on 2020. You have to wait for the $600 stimulus from Gavin until you actually file. So yes, because well, technically it depends on how you are claiming and qualifying for the $600 stimulus. If you are CalWORKS, SSI, SSP, you qualify automatically, and it's called the Golden State Grant. That you do not have to file a tax return for. It will be automatic. But if you are qualifying based on claiming a Cal EITC, so essentially based on your tax return, then yes, they are not going to issue you that payment until you file your tax return, because you have to claim that tax credit in order to receive it. All right. Kian, thank you for your donation. Trying to open my UI Online account, but I need my 6-digit account number. Is there somewhere else that I can get this? Yes, there is. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to EDD's main website, and then you are going to create an SDI account. You aren't going to fill out the application. You're just going to create the account for SDI. So create an SDI account. At the end of the process, it's going to send you right away your customer account number. That is the same exact number that is used for EDD. It's the same number. You can get it instantly that way. So do not call customer service. Do it that way instead. If you need a video to walk you through it, search for customer account number on my channel homepage, and you'll see a really probably old and awkward video of me showing you how to do it. All right. Did that. I did that one. Ryan at 506. Hey, Ginny, how long does the PEUI extension that lasts until September 4th usually take to kick in? They said they filed it for me on 5/24 and to give it 14 to 21 business days, but I'm still at 0. It should take 2 weeks. You should be at 0, and then it should take 2 weeks, and then it should be there. If it's not there, you can continue to call into customer service and hopefully get a more helpful representative. And if they aren't able to help you, ask to be transferred to a tier 2 representative, which is a very long hold time, but they should be able to fix it for you. Or contact your assembly member, and they most likely will be able to help you go and work as a liaison between you and the EDD if you don't want to call them or cannot get through. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. As a reminder, you guys, I can't get all of the questions. There are so many that come through. There's usually several thousand. So I get as many as I possibly can. If I don't answer yours, you can re-ask it every 15 minutes. Okay, I did that one. Let's see, I did that one. Scrolling down. Scott at 508 says, hi, I can't remember my password or my security questions. I have 86 weeks to certify. 86 weeks. And I can't log in. Okay. So Michael's going to put a link in the chat box for my 25 phone numbers to call the EDD video. In that video, I give the phone number for tech support. Call that phone number. That is not customer service. There will not be a long hold line and dropped calls. Call tech support, and they should be able to fix that for you so that you can log in. Let's see. All right, 508. They said to answer yes to question 3 on the weekly certification, and I've been pending each time I certify. Okay, so there's a variety of different reasons why you could be stuck in pending. I released a video yesterday where I made a big flowchart and I go through a wide variety of reasons why you might be pending. So it's not necessarily from selecting that, yes, you are looking for work. What will get you stuck in pending is if you select no, that you are not looking for work, because that then requires a phone interview. If you're stuck in pending, watch that video and then identify what the reason is. In most of the cases, you need to call into customer service for them to lift some form of a stop payment alert that has been applied to your claim where they think you might not be eligible, or you may need to undergo a phone interview, which is going to take a long time for them to process. Now, if you are someone that recently filed a brand new claim, or you reapplied and were awarded a new claim, your certifications are going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks because they send out your claim for an additional fraud check. So if that's why, you simply need to wait. But for most other reasons, it's unfortunately going to require a call into customer service. Okay, scrolling down. All right, I did that one. That one. All right, 510. Does the company claimer charge for calls that do not result with a connection to an operator after being placed on a hold line? Yeah, yes, but they give you free callbacks. So essentially what happens is you pay claimer and then they start their service. And then once they have a hold line ready for you, then it's forwarded to your phone. Your phone rings and it's the EDD phone number because you're simply just on the line with EDD. You take the call and EDD drops calls like crazy. It is a huge problem right now, and no one in the media, no one in the EDD is talking about it, and it's a really big problem. So because their calls are dropped so frequently, Claimer has a policy. The last time I checked it on their website was about a week ago, and their most recent policy was if your call is dropped, you get free callbacks for the next 72 hours. Now, they could have updated their policy recently, but that was their most recent policy, was they give you free callbacks for the next 72 hours. So if your call is dropped, they send you a text message. You reply that, yes, you do need another call because you did not connect, and then it continues to call back for you. Okay, and Michael can drop that link for those that want to use that service. Okay, scrolling up. Let's see. You're very welcome. All right, Eric at 516. side note, I'm going to take about 5 more minutes of questions. Eric says, I want to return to school to improve my welding skills because I've been out of practice since the start of the pandemic. How can I find what types of programs qualify for the training extension? Okay, so you're going to need to contact the EDD with that. In my video, which is called, what's it called? Benefits Ending. Benefits Ending. Search for that on my channel homepage. In that video, I give you all the information on the training extension. You're going to need to contact the EDD, apply for the training extension, and you have to apply. I say it in that video, but I think it's about week 12 of your unemployment claim. If you apply later, then you get denied. So make sure you apply on time, and then you'll need to ask them to give you clearance on whatever the training program is. Okay, scrolling down. Rommel, 517. Does job search requirements start July 11th or the week of July 11th? So the EDD press release, their job seekers page, the PDF, etc., all states that starting on July 11th, claimants are required to search for work. So on July 11th is the first day that you have to start looking for work. That doesn't mean that you certify on July 11th that, yes, you look for work. It's when you wake up on July 11th, that is your work search start day. All right. Scrolling down. Okay, Ruben at 517 says, it's able to certify on 6/20, but when I logged back to check if I had been paid the next day, I was suddenly disqualified and all payments now show overpayment. But it says check back on 7/4. Overpayment is a problem. If you're seeing that you were overpaid, contact EDD right away. You want to make sure that you have provided everything that they need in terms of ID verification, what else? Document address verification, income verification, etc. If they believe that they have overpaid you, they're next going to issue you an overpayment notice explaining exactly what that means. But if it were me, I would call EDD right away to see what that is about, because overpayments mean that you will be subject to pay benefits back. So contact them right away to get clarity on what's going on there. Let's see. Ryan, you're very welcome. Let's see. I haven't been paid over 3 months now. Will it resolve itself? No. In some cases, it may resolve itself, but don't sit and wait. If you haven't been paid in 3 months, then you need to contact the EDD. First, things that you can do on your own. First, check and see if your benefit year has expired. For UI, PEUC, and Fed Ed, you are going to log into UI Online, look at your claim start date, count 12 months after that. If you're beyond that, then your benefit year has expired and there might be action that you need to take. Now, if you have worked within the last 18 months, the EDD requires you to file a new claim. You're not going to be paid until you do that action and file that claim. If you have not worked within the last 18 months or it's not enough to establish a new claim, you're no longer required to file a new claim effective June 5th. And you simply will wait for an extension. Now, if you've been waiting for 3 months, you're within your benefit year, or you didn't work enough and it should be automatic, you need to call in and get a hold of customer service. So Michael can drop all the call tips once again in the chat box, and then you're going to contact your assembly member. So try to call EDD, but also contact your assembly member. And they've been very helpful in getting people pushed from pending to paid because they act as a liaison between the EDD claimants and the EDD. Okay. All right. I am going to hold on. Scrolling down. No, I'm not going to call you guys. See a phone number dropped here. You guys, I am a person with a life and work and responsibilities and kids. I'm not going to answer your Facebook messages, your Facebook video calls, which happen multiple times a week, Instagram messages, emails, people calling me. I've had people mail me things. I'm not going to, but I will answer your questions here in the chat box. So drop them in the chat. All right, let's see. Ed Campbell at 518 Oh, we're having an argument. Okay, I'm just going to move on from that. Let's see. I moved on too far, you guys. All right, Sam, my claim is from July 2020 to September 2021, but I didn't receive any funds until February 2021. So my claim balance has $33,000 still. How do I get it? Okay, your claim is from July 2020 to September. You didn't receive any funds until February. So if you didn't receive any funds until February, why was that? Is that because you didn't complete certifications and they were sitting there and they weren't completed? Is it because they didn't populate and there was some sort of a problem on EDD's end? I'm not quite sure exactly what your problem is there with that. So if you need to try to get your certifications that maybe you didn't fill out previously, then you need to contact EDD customer service and you need to get a hold of them. Through calling in, through using Claimer, or through contacting your assembly members. You're very welcome. All right. Samson at 520. My EDD debit card got locked, so I called Bank of America to verify myself. Later, Bank of America told me to call EDD. I tried to call EDD, but they didn't pick up my calls. Please help me. Okay. The Bank of America issue is a big problem because Bank of America and EDD bounce things back and forth between each other. Currently, there is a class action. There's a few class action lawsuits, but there's one right now that just caused Bank of America to have a preliminary injunction imposed upon it, which means that they basically told them, stop doing this list of things until our court case is done, and they have to comply. One of the things is the freezing of the debit cards without an investigation and without notifying you. So they're in the process of trying to fix this, but it's not fixed yet. So what you need to do first, before you do anything else, you need to contact EDD and you need to request a paper check. Request payments in paper checks. Make them send you checks, because what they're going to do is they're going to continue to have you certify, and all of your funds are going to go into that frozen card and it's going to be locked up. So right away, get that requested. Request it in UI Online, request it in Ask EDD, and call into customer service. Now, next, you need to contact your assembly member. Contact your assembly member. Michael can drop the link on how you can locate them in the chat box. Contact them and let them know. They're your state legislatures. They're going to help you and work as a kind of a go-between between you and the EDD. So when you can't get a hold of them, they help out their constituents by working on their behalf with the EDD. They've been extremely helpful. Do not skip that step. And then you're going to continue to contact the EDD. Michael is probably right now dropping all of the tricks on how to call the EDD. There's a phone trick where you dial in a code. Keep trying that one over and over again. You can utilize Claimer if you decide to pay a third-party service, and that definitely will get you a hold line. And free callbacks if your call is dropped. You can contact any of the branch numbers that I have in my 25 videos, my 25 phone numbers to call EDD videos. I go through all the local offices. It's not all of them. I go through a lot of the local offices, and you can call all of them. Don't just stick to the one that's close to you. Call all of them. So hopefully with one of those ways, you will get through. That was a long, boring answer. I need a drink. All right, what time is it? It's 5:30. I'm going to have to go in a minute. Maybe 5 minutes. I've got things to do. Take care of my kids and make them dinner. Got to edit a boring cluster video to put up for you guys. Okay. All right, I'm going to do maybe 3 last questions. Stop saying text me and call me. It's not going to happen. If you guys are getting fake Ginnies in the video comments telling you to contact me on WhatsApp, don't do it. Don't give them your logins. Don't give them money. Don't give them passwords. People are reporting that over and over again, and I've put out content on that warning you guys of that. And every day I get people who are falling for these scammers. I will never contact you guys directly. All right. 524, has anyone gotten their unemployment refund? Yes, many have. Many have not, and many have. So they are still processing those who have simple tax returns. So if you don't have dependents, if you didn't claim any complicated tax credits, etc., those are being processed first. And then those who have married filing jointly status, who have dependents, who have more complicated tax returns will be processed later. I have a video that shows you exactly how you can check your transcript to see if they've scheduled you a date for the refund yet. They don't post it very early in advance on your transcript, but if it's about to come soon, then you can actually look it up and you can see what date it's coming. So view that video on my channel homepage. All right. David at 524. So Ginny, are you sure a tier 2 rep can manually give you the extension on the phone to people that have been waiting over 2 months like me? No, it's hit or miss, and it depends on your issue and it depends on the rep. In many cases, they are able to apply it to your claim. And in many cases, they tell you that you have to wait and that they have to put in a request for it or that you have to undergo an interview, etc. So it depends on the situation and it depends on the representative. All right, I got all that. Scroll down. I'm going to do one last question. I already did that one. All right. Whoops. Messed it up. Make it a cliffhanger. Which one I'm going to do? Okay. Renee, 531. Can EDD send you to an interview when you call? One lady said yes and tried, but that department was closed. Another said false info and hung up on me after putting me on hold for 65 minutes. No, they cannot forward you on to an interview, unfortunately. The interviews have to be scheduled, and then you have to receive the call. They can't forward you over to an interview. With that being said, there are many issues that can be fixed over the phone, but can only be fixed by a tier 2 representative. So if you're calling into customer service, the representative who answers the phone is not able to help you. You can ask to be transferred to a tier 2 rep. But if you're waiting on an interview, those have to be scheduled and then you have to await the call. Now, unfortunately, those interviews are taking anywhere from 2 weeks up until 13 or 14 weeks is the high end of what I'm hearing. The majority of my subscribers are telling me they're getting theirs scheduled between 6 and 10 weeks. So unfortunately, there's nothing to do but wait. And it's a really big problem. And this is one thing that I'm trying to send out to all the media people, assembly members, etc., so that they know that this is a big problem because it's not really being reported on. And it's a huge problem. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm all done for the day. If I have not gotten your question, know that I get as many as I possibly can. The best way to get a question answered from me is going to be as soon as I post a new video. Within the first 30 minutes of that video being live, go and drop your questions in the comment, regardless of what the topic of the video is. I just posted a video maybe an hour before this live stream, and it's a less popular topic. It's on the IRS child tax advance credit. It's less popular. It's going to get significantly less traffic and less comments. So post questions on those videos that are getting less views. I try to answer questions for the first 30 minutes to an hour after I post a video. So if you're subscribed, make sure that you click on the notification bell so that as soon as I post something, you know, and then you can be one of the first people to enter in your comment, your question, so that I can try to reply as much as possible. Okay. All right, you guys, I will see you next time.